Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a brand new video. If you remember a few weeks back, I did a video where I detailed what I felt were some of the worst roster moves of the 2021 CDL season. And today we're going to do the opposite. We're going to focus on what I think are some of the best roster moves of the 2021 season. And I will add really quickly, it's only roster moves that happened during the season. So you might say, where's Arcedy's to FaZe? That has to be number one. And I agree, it would be number one, but it was not included because it happened before the season started, so that's why you don't see it here. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, let me know by leaving a like down below and leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the best roster move of the year. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more CDL videos like this one from me in the future. I do appreciate all of your support so very much, and let's hop right into the video. First up, we're going to talk about Reese Vivid, because if you think back to when the Dallas Empire dropped Hook in favor of Fellow, that team really struggled a lot. I think in Stage 3 with Fellow, they might have won like 1 or 2 series. I think they finished top 8 at the Stage 3 major, so it was not going well for them. Then during Stage 4, I think actually at the start of Stage 4, they picked up Vivid, and it really turned the team around. Because if you think about, again, when they had Fellow, they had Illy on the SMG role alongside Shotzi. That was not going well at all. The team was just playing terrible. Illy was also playing terrible himself. Vivid got in there, he played alongside Shotzi, and they formed a very good SMG duo, and this team really turned themselves around after Vivid joined the squad. They were what? They got 2nd, then 3rd with Hook in there. They got 8th with Fellow. Then with Vivid, they got 2nd again at the Stage 4 major. They got 4th at the Stage 5 major, and they got 3rd at Champs. So there wasn't any trophies. It wasn't the success they wanted to start the year, but it was still a lot better for them, and it got a lot better when they got Vivid in there, because Illy back on the AR, it worked well for him. He was struggling to start the year. He really struggled on the SMG role, but he played great down the stretch on the AR role. And then Shotzi, of course, was one of the best players in the game. We all know that. But Vivid, he really did a lot for this team. He put a lot of pressure on the map. You don't always see guys succeed in his role. You think of a BZ, CleanX, him and Standy are probably like the top 4 true entry subs in my opinion, and he played really well. It's a shame to see him not signed to a team yet so far for next year, because he deserves it after the way he played for the Dallas Empire down the stretch. Individually he was strong. His numbers weren't out of the world, but he played his role. He played it very well, and he brought the team a lot of success as well after they got him in there. So it might not be talked about as much as some of these other roster moves, but I think Vivid was a great pickup for Empire. Like I said, they were struggling. They got him in there. They turned things around, and they ended their season pretty strong. So Vivid Empire, definitely one of the best pickups of the season. Next up, we have the New York Subliners bringing Hydra into their lineup at the start of Stage 3 in place of Diamond Con. You think back to New York during the beginning of the season. They couldn't get Hydra. He had visa issues. We were wondering when we were going to see him. We thought, as soon as possible he'd be in the lineup. But then New York came out and they surprised people in Stage 1. They got 3rd at the major. And then was like, okay, maybe we're not going to see Hydra quite yet, because this lineup they have now is capable of winning. Then they got, I think, top 8 at the Stage 2 major, and it was time. And to start Stage 3, they brought in Hydra. They replaced Diamond Com, which was also a good decision in itself, because if you think back to that time period, Mac was playing the SMG role and Diamond Com was on the AR. And Diamond Com was a better player than Mac back at the beginning of the year. I think that's pretty well undisputed. However, Hydra was obviously going to play the SMG role, and they could have just taken Mac out and kept Diamond Con that they are, but instead they replaced Diamond Con and moved Mac to AR. And that was also a smart move, because Mac proved to be a very valuable asset for them, especially in hard points, especially in Stage 3 when they were the best hardpoint team in the game, and they got 2nd place at the Stage 3 major. So that aspect, choosing the right player to replace, was also smart. But just in general, Hydra, a phenomenal player. Cannot say enough good things about this guy. Truly, in my opinion, he was without a doubt a top 10 player from Cold War, and I think he has the potential to be a top 5 player moving forward. He is as true of a slayer as you can get at the SMG role. He can just kill everything. You see the clips on screen, they speak for themselves. He was phenomenal. He had one of the highest KDs over the entire season, especially in hard points. He was really good, but good at all modes. New York had some success there. Like I said, they got 2nd at the Stage 3 major, and Hydra was the biggest reason for that. He was without a doubt their MVP. Pretty much as soon as he got into their lineup, he was their best player for the year, pretty much for the remainder of the season. You cannot say enough good things about this guy. He does have the language barrier, which is unfortunate, but he is definitely learning the language very quickly. His comms don't sound that bad when we hear listen-ins, and he's also going to be playing with Crim6 and Glacier next year, who will definitely have his communication on point. So you pair Hydra with Neptune, that's going to be a nasty SMG duo. Hydra, he's just going to kill everything. I'm excited to watch him play. Super aggressive player, kills a lot, shoots very straight, awesome gun skill. Everything you can say good about this guy, you should say it. And Hydra's going to be great next year, and he was a great roster move for New York in 2021. Next up, we have Standy when he replaced Accuracy back in Stage 3 for the Minnesota Rocker. And then, of course, Accuracy was later replaced by Major Maniac, which I think was the right move. I think the line at the end of the year with made more sense. But anyway, Standy, again, kind of like Hydra, you can't say enough good things about this guy. He came in and immediately made an impact. I think his debut series was against Optic, and he played very well against them. And I think Rocker won the series too. So he came in, he played very well right away. Again, another top 10 player for sure from Cold War, probably a top 7 or 8 player. He played out of his mind. He's a true entry sub, like I was saying earlier with Vivid, and he played the role very, very well for the Minnesota Rocker this year. They had that Stage 5 major win, and he was the biggest reason for that. He was the MVP of Stage 5 for the entire CDL. He was voted the player of the stage. And yeah, he deserved it. He was good at all game modes. He can put a lot of pressure on the map. He's a slaying machine. He's a playmaker. Pretty much everything you can say good about somebody, you can say about Standy. He did it all very well for Minnesota in 2021. After their season got off to a pretty rough start, you know, they had high expectations to start the year, and it was not working out at all. Priesta was on an SMG that wasn't working. Accuracy and Major Maniac were not meshing well at all in the ARs. It was just ugly for them. Standy came in, and again, he was like an immediate fix. It got Priesta back on an AR role where he was definitely more comfortable. It paired somebody with Attach who could play more aggressive. We know Attach plays slower. Standy played very fast, and he played that role well. Priesta was able to speed up on that AR role, and just everything came together for this team, especially at the Stage 5 major. Again, Standy was a huge reason for that. So we will see next year if this team continues to succeed. They are sticking with their roster for Vanguard. If they do succeed again, I would venture to guess that Standy will be the biggest reason for that, because in Cold War, he was without a doubt their best player. I think he'll be their best player moving forward, and he's one of the best players in the entire CDL. So the Rocker getting Standy, awesome move. Can't say enough good things about it. It was a great move for them. It got them a major victory, which more than most teams can say. So overall, definitely one of the best moves of the season. Last but most certainly not least, we have Insight for Methods. And who remembers way back when no Zinni, no Winnie? I know one guy who remembers that, and that's definitely Insight. And it sort of became the Michael Jordan, and I took that personally meme, because Insight must have taken it personally. After he joined the lineup for the Toronto Ultra in Stage 2, they instantly were better. Like, snap of a finger, they were contenders. They went from a middle-of-the-pack team, I think they were top 8 or top 6 at the Stage 1 major, to winning the Stage 2 major, and then getting 2 more third-place finishes and 2 more second-place finishes over the course of the season. So they went from middle tier to truly the second-best team in the league for the remainder of the season, and Insight was a huge reason for that. The thing with Toronto is their play style and like the way they play as a team. It's very team-friendly. There's a lot of teamwork involved. There's a lot of making smart plays. Not necessarily as focused on individual talent, but don't get me wrong, they're all very talented players, and Insight himself is surely super talented. He just does it all well. He's a very individually talented player. He's a very smart player. You'll see, you just saw in the clip right there, the way he sort of let people go by him, just get the intel for his teammates, make the easy play and win the round. Stuff like that. He's just super smart. He's always playing weird angles, being a ratty, being a pain in your neck to play against pretty much. And he can also just pop off and take over a map whenever he wants to. He's a good communicator, a smart player, talented player, all of that put together. It truly just speaks wonders about Insight. And it's no wonder that we're so good with him in there, because he just fit this team perfectly. It was awesome to see. And again, they went from a middle tier team to legitimately the second best team in the league with him in there. So this has to be the best roster move of the season. Now, as an individual, I probably wouldn't say Insight was their team MVP of the year. That would have to go to Cammy. He was a top 3 player in the game. But Insight, at worst, I would say was a top 6 player over the course of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. He was just phenomenal. Like I was saying, you know, there's pretty much no weaknesses with this guy. He can do whatever you ask him to do, and he'll do it well. He will help your team, and he will also play well himself. Got to be the best roster move. Super talented player. He could be a top 5 player approaching Vanguard, and if their success continues into Vanguard, he will most definitely be a big reason for that. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, let me know by leaving a like down below, and leave a comment as well with your thoughts on the best roster moves of the 2021 season. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one from me in the future. I do appreciate all of your support on these videos so very much. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a good day today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.